Here we are, planning for 2019. It sounds almost unbelievable. It is my second year of bullet journaling. I am using the official bullet journal from the author, writer Carol of this wonderful system. I have Fude no Suki pens to hand letter my year, so this is a kind of dream coming true for me. And I have actually my own sticker that I can glue on the cover of my new journal. So this shows how good was 2018. And now we are entering 2019, which will be even a better year. I have chosen a word of the year, victory. And I'm writing it in red because red is associated with victory. And because I'm bilingual, I'm also going to use another color to write it in my own native language. So in 2019, I'm sure I would face the challenges, but I'm totally prepared to win. That's why I have chosen this word to kind of cheer me up along the way. Now I'm using last year's key, and because writer Carol already has a certain key inserted into this bullet journal, I have just to add whatever I use for my own personal signifiers, such as work, meeting, the deadline, questions, and usually I use my bullet journal for brainstorming a lot, so any new idea is very important and I need something to distinguish it from other notes. Exclamatory mark for attention, and yeah, I need to track my finances. I haven't done it last year and it has been really bad. Also, I decided to put some emotion into my new bullet journal. This is my flap for the morning routine. I have hand lettered a verse from the Bible. Lamentations 3:23 says, "Every morning your mercies are new." So I think every morning, every day when the sun rises for us is like a new mercy that we receive, a new clean sheet that we can write on and really create a story of our lives as we wish. So I have written in my reminder for the morning routine, prayer, Bible study, and also in the mornings I want to be sure to take notes and have a healthy breakfast and exercise. Now onto my evening routine. I have chosen the verse from the Bible from Psalm 141:2. Actually the verse is very long, so I have chosen only the second part of it. Let my lifting up of hands be considered as the evening sacrifice. So I thought this year I am really going to revitalize my spiritual life. I want to offer at least 1 hour every day to my spiritual well-being. I want to thank God for each new day, how it went on throughout the day, and to reflect on what happened, what were the lessons learned, what I should do more, and where I should really restructure myself. And also I want to take notes of my reflections and plan for the new day. So that's what I have entered here. Now you see the future log. Last year I have used Calendex for the 6 months, and unfortunately I did not do the planning for the whole year. and I terribly missed it because I have double booked myself. I have embarrassed myself in front of my clients, and it has been really horrible. So this year I made sure that I have a future log for all 12 months, and I've decided to use a road to signify that it's a journey and I want to enjoy every moment of it, whether it's good or whether it's bad. It's my story. So for each month I have chosen a small doodle to signify something I want to remind myself of. For example, January I have used a red flag because it's a beginning of the new year. It is a start of so many new adventures and different projects I want to explore. For the February I have chosen a silver ball because we have Lunar New Year, and we usually drink dairy products from it. March has a doodle of a chin and the neck and scarf to remind me that even though it warms up a little bit in Mongolia, but it's still really cold and wintry, I should dress warm. Color code. I found it a very useful exercise before I enter the different events and activities into my future log to distinguish things by the color, so I immediately recognize whether it belongs to my personal areas of life or something related to work or ministry. So I have created another flap that I'm going to stick onto the first page of my notebook so that it is easy for me to use it when I am entering the new events into my bullet journal. I found the flaps a very useful idea, and I have used them a lot last year. I'm sure I'm going to use it this year, but ultimately I believe those colors will stick into my mind and I would not need a reminder to see what color I use for what. So I'm kind of used to using blue for any works that I should do. I am a freelancer, so it's very important for me to write down the different works I'm doing for my clients. And I have noticed that I use my bullet journal a lot for brainstorming new ideas. So I wanted to use color for it, and I've chosen gray for new projects, for new ideas that I want to explore. I found that this kind of activities where I just explore different ideas do not pay off immediately, but they consume lots of time from my daily schedule, so I should be kind of aware of it. But ultimately I see certain results from them, so I believe it's the root for innovations. So it's important for me to really ensure I have it visibly in front of me. So I have chosen purple for my ministry at the church I'm attending, and pink for my ministry for the body of Christ, meaning all the churches around the world. As a member of the society, I believe it's very important for us to be actively engaged in different good deeds. So orange is for all my goodwill projects. Green is for my youngest daughter because she's disabled. She requires extra attention. So instead of saying just children, like my two other children have this color of yellow, I distinguish my daughter because she really needs attention. So now I'm turning back to my future log to enter the different events, and I'm putting here that I must take exam and send the papers of my two children I homeschool to their school at the end of January, and also I should do the same thing somewhere at the end of March too. So I must put those dates so that I'm ready for it. Usually it takes effort and time. I should plan for them. In February we have Lunar New Year, but I'm not sure about the date. I think it is set by some scholars who would study the lunar calendar and set the date. It's a little bit different from China and Korea. Then I'm entering the dates for the work I should do in April. It is the ministry for the Body of Christ, so it is pink. In April, actually, I have drawn a paper boat. This signifying the intermittent streams that are caused by melting snow. So it's a really fun time, April. And in April, my daughter needs to go to Korea for her routine checkup with a neurologist. So that means I must prepare for that trip, buy the tickets, ensure everything is in place. May is a very important month because I must prepare for something very special that will happen in the next month, and also at the end of this month I must take the final exam of my children and send their papers to their school, and they will graduate from the grade. So in June I'm going to travel abroad. I'm going to facilitate an international training session, which is a very exciting event for me. So I want to really nail it with the grace of God. And also I must ensure that I order the new enrollment materials of my two children when they enroll to the next grade. So that also receives attention in June, somewhere in June. I don't know when, so I just put it next to June. So this is comparison between last year's Calendex for the first 6 months and this year's roadmap. Now I am planning for months of starting from July until December. So because the events are not fixed yet, I'm going to enter them as we go, but I wanted to doodle some fun ideas like cool sunglasses for July and reminder to enjoy the sun in August because that is the last month of summer in Mongolia. However, in September I'm going to travel into a tropical country, so I should be beware of the sun. In October my daughter will need to go to Korea again for her next checkup with her neurologist, and for obvious reasons I have doodled a Christmas tree for December. I thought for a while what I should put for the month of November, and then I decided to draw some pine cones because my last year's most favorite spread had the pine cones, and I drew a squirrel next to them because squirrel is such a cute and really industrious animal that works very hard throughout the fall to ensure that it survives during the harsh winter. So I'm using the calendar I have cut and attached to the beginning pages of my bullet journal to see the dates. This is my first time to enter each day of the calendar for 12 months. I know that some people find it really tedious. As for me, I think repetitious activities such as this without requiring any brain strain is actually therapeutic. So yeah, for the benefit of this wonderful journal, I could go through the pain of entering each day of the calendar onto my future log. Also, it helps me to remember how many days each month has. So these are the spreads for the future log of the 12 months. I have decided to enter a quote into my bullet journal. Initially, I was thinking of entering a new verse, but then I saw the poster on my wall where I have lettered the verse Romans 8:37, and I have noticed that in this verse where I talk about myself conquering things, I have used really large letters, and through him that loves me, I have put it in smaller letters. And I think the emphasis here was me conquering and not him who loves me. So my God helps me to conquer all these things. So I think he must receive the emphasis. So this year I have written in really large letters that he who loves me helps me to conquer things. And I have drawn the galaxy because I love astronomy. I love to study the stars. I believe there are wonderful secrets hidden there. Now from the beginning, you see the final product, my plan for 2019, the future log, the color codes, and the calendar, the quotes, and the reminders for the morning and evening routines. So I wish you a very successful and wonderful 2019. Thank you for watching my video.